Hey guys, Brandon and Willem hanging out in Nashville with Brian and Jenn Johnson. How are we?
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, we get to see each other all the time on red carpets and such, but it's the first time we've been able to have you in the office to perform and sit down here and chat for more than 2 minutes without somebody saying, wrap it up.
And it's a lot less sweaty in here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So we're here to talk about the new album going to be out January 10th, We Must Respond.
Yes.
Let's start with the album title, because these days that can mean a lot of different things. Where does this title come from?
If the biggest heart behind it is from a place that we as a team were talking with actually his dad, something that he says of how could we not respond? And we owe him the least that we could do is give him our praise, much less our life and everything else. And so it just comes from that heart posture of, man, we have to give back to our creator, even just starting there.
Yeah, we've got to hear some of the songs already. Just performed the current single right now with Brian. He has done great things. Tell us a little bit about that song. I feel like it's kind of an obvious title. Yeah. But what can you tell us about it that we don't know if we haven't heard it yet?
Well, it's kind of when you're writing, sometimes songs just happen. It's so easy, and that was one of them. Phil Wickham and I, years ago, we were kind of messing with something, and then I brought the idea to Chris Tallman and Jason Ingram, and Chris opened up his Bible and goes, I always wanted to write something to this. And so I kind of had that chorus melody, and he just starts singing the verse over it. It was like probably a 30-minute write total, and it was done. And we kind of looked at each other and we're just, and we could feel it. And that, I love that when you can feel it, like pretty emotional, just feel like the chorus, especially. I don't know, it just felt like a special moment, the writing process. What else is there to say?
Yeah. We're about a month out as we sit here from this album dropping. We've heard 6 or 7 of these songs already, but there's a lot of songs on this album. Yeah. So what's the song that you're looking forward to people hearing that we haven't got to hear yet?
Oh, man. It's like picking one of your favorite kids.
Yeah, and I guess it's a little different with you all because typically you would just blame the label and be like, well, the label wanted those 6 to come out first, right. But you don't have that argument.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's hard because you're a team player. You're for the artist. I don't think there's a song. I think I think Jen's song "The Church" is going to be a special song.
Yeah, it is.
The message of it, just what the song's saying, and also it's just got a great chorus and a great bridge. It's like a unifying thing, and that's real important, I think, that song.
Yeah. I think that I probably agree with the church, and especially because it was written by multiple different streams of the church. Some friends from Passions and Upper Room, Bethel. We all got in a room and wrote a song together, really about God's heart for the global church and for denominationally for us to unite and unify and celebrate each other. And so it just feels like not only a special song, but it feels like a call and a charge to the global church to really honor, love, protect each other, work together as the body of Christ with Jesus as the head. So it feels like a
great lyric in the verses, just really, really clear. Yeah.
17 tracks on this one, so already a lot. But were there extras that were a part of this, right, that maybe come out on a deluxe edition later on?
I don't know about deluxe edition, but I do know that there's a lot of songs that will probably be on future albums.
Yeah.
It was a tough process because there was a lot of great songs. Everyone wrote a lot and brought some great stuff.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
It was a good problem to have, yeah. But we were already playing the process. Okay, let's put this one on this, and this one, or,
This one, a live album. Talk about kind of the differences going in from a live and a studio album, where a live album you're doing in one day most of the time, and sometimes you're just doing one song if it's a studio album that way.
Yeah, you'll definitely see that it's a for real live album, because at the start of the recording, my hair looks really great, and at the end of it, I'm kind of disheveled from doing 10 songs. But it's what we do. We have such a passion to write the strong songs, but then to do them in a live version where you can really just be spontaneous but the Lord direct you in which way to go. So it has special little moments on it, but I have such a passion for both. I love a studio album. It's precious, it's precise, and live is just wild, especially for us. You never know what's going to happen. So there's definitely some sweet moments that were unexpected.
Yeah, with so many great singers involved in Bethl and then your friends outside of Bethl, when you put an album out like this, how do you pick and choose who gets what song?
Yeah.
Well, we try to have, if you wrote on the song, you know, you
You get first dibs.
Yeah.
It's the best usually.
Yeah, it usually is because they have their, you know, passionate about it. They wrote it or wrote on it. Although I will say this, Brooke wanted me to do one. I wanted her to do all the songs we wrote, both of them, and she wanted me to do one. And to this day, I still think she's wrong. She did.
We only say that because we're close.
She should have done both of them.
Yeah.
But whatever.
We just have such a love of, you know, who God is celebrating and highlighting around the world, and just bringing those people who we feel God's highlighting a part of what we're doing, and vice versa, our team being a part of others. And, you know, for every project, it's not even just like who's chart topping or anything like that. We try to like level the playing field and be like, God, who should we have for this album, and who should we, and it's been pretty beautiful as God's highlighted kind of who that is for each song and each project. So
Kind of going off that same question, all these people that are involved in this also have their own careers. So when they're in these rights, how did they get to decide which one's going to be on the Bethl Collective album and which is going on their solo? Is it just separate rights? If it's a Bethl right, it's a Bethl song?
Well, but I think it's pretty known in our world that the live worship, those comp albums usually do better, and they have the most traction in a worship song in a live context on that album. Is a better move for the artist than just keeping it for their own studio kind of personal album. So usually that album gets the first what's the word I'm looking for? First dibs, first right to the songs, and none of the artists have an issue with that.
And I think we don't hold them too preciously. So whenever we write a song, it's like where should it go and how can it serve their best? You know, watching CeCe take the goodness of God. You know, like it's an obvious move because she's so wonderful, and it gave life to that song in a whole new way. So we don't hold things precious, and it's usually conversation.
The more versions, the better. Like we do that live, and then they put it on their personal, and the more versions.
We love it.
Yeah, there's a crowd out there that's probably typing their comments out as we watch this now, where it's not just you guys, all the kind of larger collectives deal with it, where there's going to be negative stuff. They're going to see Bethl and say, I'm not listening to that.
Totally.
What's your pitch to those people that give this album a chance? Don't just look at the name on it. Listen to the lyrics. Listen to this music.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wild. We do get a lot of thoughts and comments, or people will hear things, but I would just say to everybody, like, experience it for yourself. We believe in the Bible. We believe from Genesis to Revelation, and I think that, just as far as I like these, I'd give it a chance. The songs speak for themselves. They are faith-filled, that the lyrics are biblically sound, and we really value that. And, we are wild, and we definitely risk a lot. And I think God likes risk versus people staying so safe and scared. We're human. We make mistakes, of course, and things we say and do. But we really, I think if people just sat with the music and experienced it and asked God to speak to them, he really would, and they'd encounter him.
Yeah.
So just a few weeks after this album comes out, you get to celebrate a Grammy nomination, possibly a Grammy win at that point. Talk to us about how you found out about this one.
Super fun to have this version of Holy Forever nominated. Holy Forever is just such a special song for us and so many people, and just to watch it go around the world and it just be so heavenly. I think it's going to be something like what we'll sing in heaven, but to do it with CeCe is just one of the biggest honors of my life. I adore her, and I think that's just even doubles the fun to have it be with her.
Yeah, well, the new album, We Must Respond, going to be out there January 10th everywhere, streaming 17 tracks. Good to see you guys.
Streaming you too.
Me too.